Hello there, my name is Tobias Devak Moss. I'm living in New York City, studying to be a rabbi, working at a major synagogue, and really just wondering what 21st century Judaism is going to look like. So I want to invite you into that conversation so we can learn and grow together. I'm going to be putting out videos that are very educational or focusing on music or ritual, but this first video is going to be a vlog style. I just want to bring you into what it's like a week in the life of a rabbinical student. Now the Jewish day actually begins at night, and the Jewish week actually begins when Shabbat ends. So that's where we're going to begin. I hope you enjoy it, subscribe, and stick along as I grow from little old me to Rabbi T. It's a rainy night in New York, just after Shabbat, and I'm headed to my friend Rena's, who's throwing a dairy Talmud dinner. I'm bringing some cheesecake.
So, for bringing us together, for feeding us, for
Worship.
sustaining us and bringing us to this event.
Time.
He sat down on the arable ground and wept. His father said to him,
Why are you crying? Are you perhaps distressed because you are plowing in arable soil?
he said to him,
No!
His father replied,
So why are you crying?
he said to him,
I wish to learn Torah!
Are you not 28 years old and you want to learn Torah? Rather, take for yourself a wife and make sons. Then you can take them to school.
He went 2 weeks and did not taste anything until Elijah, may he be remembered for good, appeared to him. He said to him,
Son of Hyrcanus, why do you cry?
I wish to learn Torah!
The story continues, going through all the different challenges about starting to study something later in life, and it was a very fun discussion for us who are all still along our paths of learning Torah.
Thanks,
Ryan.
Thank you so much.
So of course on a Sunday I did some of that lazy Sunday stuff, but eventually had to go to the synagogue to teach Brotherhood, which is a 10th grade boys class, and then work on a Talmud outline with my chavruta, my study partner, for my Talmud class on family law. Good old Monday. Time to leave the Upper West Side and head downtown to West 4th Street to go to school. It's about a 25-minute commute to Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, where I'm in my 4th of 5 years. First year was in Israel, but now I'm in downtown New York. And we've got a big, beautiful brick building with a beautiful sanctuary inside with stained glass windows designed by Agam. Nice that we have this art museum on the first floor. Head upstairs, walk past some funky artwork, and find myself in a classroom. Next, head over to the library where we all spend a lot of our time. Run through the stacks to find a book on the weekly Torah portion, the Parshat Shavua, since I'm teaching a class on it. Do a little bit of reading, start getting it in my head. But that's pretty much all I had to do today, so head out and take a quick look at all the classes I could be taking: life cycle music, biblical grammar, mysticism, Talmud, meaningful worship, the prophets, Parshanut. Anyway, that's Monday. On to Tuesday. On my way to Morning Minion. It's a Tuesday, which is a day I don't normally have to be at school, and I don't normally have to be at the office unless I've got this minion. So lead prayer, and then gonna clean up the bookshelf and do my email replying and whatnot from there, and then go home and do some schoolwork. Take a walk into the chapel at B'nai Jeshurun, where we have morning minyan, where at least 10 Jewish adults gather at 7:30 in the morning to offer weekly prayers. I'm not going to film it out of respect for the community, but that finishes up. I lead it about once a week, once every 2 weeks, sometimes come in for Torah reading or just to be a participant in it as well. Now I'll head up to my desk, answer all those work emails, never know what's going to come in from the synagogue, new conversion students or meetings that are getting scheduled. Got a little bit of time to get back to the Parsha study, Parshat Truma, which is all about giving gifts to building the tabernacle. Take some notes for the class that I'll teach in a couple days.
Have you ever seen a text with hashtags in it?
No. Definitely some funny questions get asked in a synagogue. But anyway, just like any good intern, I gotta organize the bookshelf, put away some flies, find strange signs from days past. And the bookshelf you're looking behind is the bookshelf for the rabbinic fellows. There's another person in the same position as I am. And so we get a great collection. And some of those books I get to take home at the end of the year, which I'm looking forward to. This synagogue that I work at is called B'nai Jeshurun BJ, and it's an awesome, huge synagogue with a really big team, so it's really great learning from rabbis and cantors and all sorts of professionals that are way more versed than I am. And I usually leave feeling pretty good, and whenever I'm heading out, I always gotta slow down, take in that beautiful ark and sanctuary for a moment before I head out for the day. So that was the end of a long rabbinical day. Started with a 3-hour Talmud class, which ended with a partying for Sheva brachot, 7 blessings after someone gets married, voice lesson, then a meeting about an upcoming mindfulness service for teenagers, a rehearsal for a mincha this coming Shabbat for a bar mitzvah, then a one-on-one meeting with the rabbi I'm working with, Roli Matalon, a meeting with a prospective congregant, and then death over dinner. That's a long day.
What I want to do is I want you all, in order to say Sheva brachot, we're going to have to bench, so you all need to eat a bagel.
The Sheva brachot are the 7 blessings that are added in the first week after your wedding, when you're supposed to have 7 more days or nights of partying, some ritual washing, some eating, and then the brachot.
What we're going to do is we're going to bench, and we're going to say Sheva brachot, and
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
The folks that came up with death over dinner think it's the most important conversation that we're not having. And so the synagogue decided to partner with them to have an evening where people could open up both about recent losses, but also equally importantly, about their own end-of-life decisions. So we had an evening with some dinner, some guided conversations around death in the Talmud and in contemporary times, and people really got to know each other over this short conversation. On my way home now after the death over dinner discussion, which was really interesting. It was great to be at a table with people of really different ages, hearing people reflect about losses, both recent and in the distant past, and also reflecting on how do we want our own death to occur, what conversations need to happen beforehand, and how we prefer to go out. Do we want to? Turns out there's The one statistic I took away from tonight is that most people want to die at home, and most people end up dying in the hospital. And a lot of times it's conversations in advance that could change that. Yeah. Whew. Tough night, draining for sure, but a conversation worth having. Bar mitzvah training is a big part of any synagogue job. The first thing in the morning, I met with this bar mitzvah boy to help him practice his Devar Torah, his sermon, and take a look at the Torah to get his Torah reading. But then, brand new. Where was it done? Oh, I was at a bris in Renana just a few weeks ago.
Rabbi Eskov is the name of the folk there. Really sweet, supportive, lovely man.
Nice. Now this was all before 11 a.m., but I'd have to come back to teach class later in the day. Got a book fair. We've got a book fair. Hello. Hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but we have free books.
So read them maybe. Yeah.
Let's see. The Giant Jastro. And we can pan.
It's really freaky.
And
That's really cool.
And if you double tap, it goes back to Horizon.
Why do you have it?
Because of like the Rabbi T stuff is why I got it.
The rabbi what?
Rabbi T, it's my social media efforts.
What do you think about this?
Cool.
It is cool, but it's very fancy. You're on video now.
Every detail is researched and annotated by a special system in the back of the book.
When did you write it?
What'd you say?
When did you publish it?
The original was 1973. You have the second edition, which is different only because it has an introduction by another scholar. I didn't change a word.
And when was it made into the opera?
The opera, 1995.
Chodesh Tov, welcome to the month of Adar, the month of Purim, the month of hiding and revealing. Hashem, Tzavot Shemo, Shemo, Hashem, Tzavot Shemo. Well, that was a week in the life of a rabbinical student. Thanks so much for tuning in. Comment below on what you found the most interesting, ask good questions, subscribe to get more content, follow me daily on Instagram @ThatJewishRabbiT, and lastly, most importantly, Shabbat Shalom.